Now, in this video, we will see how we can execute an insert query. Okay, you want to insert something, how to do it. That's what we are going to see, and that's the question I gave you for assessment 2 exam also, which I thought it would be quite easy. Actually, it's an easy thing only. It's not that difficult, but some of you just didn't manage to do it. I'm first showing you, and then I will show you the question which I gave you for assessment 2. Look at this here, what happens. I have a database HIRS. I connected my connection object to this. And then again, I have out of my habit, I'm just doing this is connected. These few lines are not important. You can eliminate this also. Here is my cursor object C. Now, let me quickly show you the structure of this item. There is a table I used here called item. How item looks like. Just have a look at this. I opened it for you. Select start from item. If we do, you will be able to see. Here is my records for item. I have these 4 fields. Now imagine when I will insert a record. This was my question for the assessment 2 exam also. Pay attention to this carefully. I wanted to input a value for INAME. I wanted to input a value for ICode and for price, but I want to keep it blank. SUPPL, I want to keep it blank. I cannot leave ICode blank because when I created the structure, I made ICode as primary key. So if something is primary key, then we cannot leave it blank. Fine. So I will just try to show you how I will execute a query. First of all, I will have to insert a record, but not for all fields the values will be there. I will miss out purposely the values in SUPPL. Okay, that's what was my question in assessment 2. Now look at this carefully what I have done here. Uh, I have first of all input the name from the user, CD, the code of the item from the user, and also the price, as I was telling you. These 3 things I have taken from the user, right? And then, as usual, I created a query here. Look at this. str is the string. I used here 3 times double quotes because so that I could write the things exactly the way it looks like when you write the commands, nothing more than that. So I wrote insert into item. I believe you remember the command, insert into item. Now, when you do not put the values for all the fields, then you need to write the fields for which you want to put the values. Okay. If you are planning to put a complete record without missing any fields, then I believe you know, then this writing this simple bracket and these field names are not compulsory. But from our SQL knowledge, we know that we have to write the field names in case we are planning to miss values in one of the fields or many fields, right? So I missed out here SUPPL purposely. You can see that. And values, okay, we write, how do we write the command? We write insert into table name fields values. Here we write the specify the values which are to be uh, as a part of the new record. Okay, so look at this here again. I wrote in this format of percentage f percent v, which I was showing you at the very beginning. So first one was my item. So I had to write the percentages within a pair of a single quotation mark because it is to be replaced by a non-numeric value. Second one was I code. I code was numeric according to my table. So I took percentages. And the third one was my price. Again, a numeric item. So I wrote only percentages. And then I closed 3 times double quotes. Okay. Now here I have input the values from the user. Look at this name. I have done code and I have done price. And then I took a tuple here. You can see here PARA, parameter. It is a tuple. And I took these 3 values as an elements of the tuple. Right. So we know that when we write the execute command to execute the command that we wrote. So str will be the command, and we know that f percent v. So f is this one. The whole thing is f, right? And percent v means by percent, and we have to write a tuple. Para is a tuple here, so I wrote the tuple. So as a result, what will happen when the whole thing will be taken this way, that this nm, cd, and pr, nm, cd, and pr will replace these 3 placeholders. percentages, percentages, and percentages. Okay, then the command will be executed. Now, one more thing is there. If we are bringing about a change in the structure of the table by inserting a record, by updating something, or by inserting a new field, then another function is compulsory called commit. And how we have to execute the commit, the function commit, we have to execute in connection with the connection object, not with the cursor object, because cursor object's purpose is to get the entire result set there, the result of the query there. But here the result of the query is not visible to us because you are inserting a record that is going to directly affect the SQL table, right? So connection object through which you access the fetch the SQL table through the same object the commit has to be done. So mc.commit here means that you commit the change through the connection object. That means ultimately it will affect the MS SQL table. That is what it means. So let us try to do that. We'll try to do this. Look at this. So enter the name. Say I took a name of an item, say Xerox paper. Fine. And then code is say 107 and price is say 550 rupees. So this is what I have done. Now, where is the change? Let's go back to our table. So here is our table. Look at this. If I do here, select star from item, okay, then you will be able to see the change. Or look at this, the Xerox paper has been added there successfully. Or you can, if the question demands that you have to display, then you display the thing. Now, I will show you in this connection, this the similar question I asked in the assessment 2 paper, which none of you could do properly. Look at this. Consider the following structure of the table student, which is a part of the database named school. So database name school, that means in your answer, you got to write here, instead of HIRS, you have to write school, right? So just follow the question carefully. That's what I would say. Structure is also given to you so that you know where to give percentage and where to give percentages within quotes and not within quotes, because accordingly their numeric or non-numeric, you have to decide. Like role, you can see it's an integer field, so no need of percentages within quotes. So these things you have to be careful about. New record, I gave you the name as S name, 203 as role I gave you, and Kolkata as city. Okay, I didn't want to give the values for gender and percentage. So these two field names will not come in the list. And look at this, another thing was given here. Password to access MySQL is @. So here I was writing 4 stars, you have to write @. And sometimes I have a feeling that they might give you the username and all also. Username, if it is given, it's fine. Otherwise you write root. But most probably username and all, they will not fiddle around with. Host also, I don't think they will make any kind of change. But be careful of all the data which are given in the question carefully. So now I believe you can make out it was actually not a difficult question. Okay. But since we did not practice it, you could not manage. Fine. So in my next videos, I will give you some more programs, okay, so that you get sufficient practice on this chapter with the programming.